Good morning everyone and welcome to Stretford Paddock. I am Alex and this is me making my news at Old Trafford debut. Last night I did the transfer show with Jay Motty, so I had to ask him what do I do in the news. First thing he said, make sure you've got a parker on because that's what has to happen. Next thing he said, we have to give a bit of a weather update, and the weather update is at Old Trafford it's cold. It's definitely not summer anymore. It's cold. But the first thing is Manchester United kick off the Premier League in 8 days. Tomorrow, Premier League starts again. It starts again with Arsenal, so it's not the most entertaining start to the season. But anyway, Premier League is back tomorrow. We'll get to see how everyone else is shaping up tomorrow with another wait for Manchester United's first game next week. Manchester United also this week will be playing a behind closed door fixture against Aston Villa. That's going to take place here at Old Trafford on Saturday, and that will be shown late on Saturday night. So let's get started. Yesterday an interview with Fred was published. This is from Andy Mitten in the new 442 magazine, and Fred was kind of talking about what he sees as expectations this season, a little bit about what with Donny van der Beek coming in, how does he see himself shaping up into the squad. You know, the thing is with Manchester United, any time a new player comes in, especially one position, we don't talk about strengthening the squad, we don't talk about strength in depth, we talk about who's going out the door straight away. And Fred was one of the names that people kind of went, what does that mean for him? And I kind of understand why. You know, that last season he did a fantastic job at filling in. Him and Scott McTominay in midfield. We didn't play our best football with them, but they definitely were a solid option when we were struggling. But towards the end of the season, when we started playing our better football, the midfield it was Matic, Pogba and Bruno Fernandes. Fred really wasn't getting a look in, and at the same time, I'm not sure quite where he fits in. He doesn't hold his position. He isn't the defensive midfielder that we want in Nemanja Matic. And looking at our attacking options, he definitely doesn't have enough quality in comparison to Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes. Speaking to Andy Mitten, Fred said, I want to stay here, that's my desire, I don't want to leave. As I've always said, I want to be an important player and win trophies for this club. He then spoke about with Van der Beek arriving, it means we're getting stronger and that's good for everyone at United. We need more players for this season because it will be even more demanding. The calendar is crammed and we need a strong squad to compete for every title. When you play at a big club, there will always be competition, and I'm used to this. It's been like that from day one at United. He also went on to speak about trophies. He asked about last season. He said we can't say it was a good one because we didn't win a trophy. For a club like Manchester United, we need to win trophies. It's not good to end the season without a title. He also then mentions the 3 semi-final losses, and again, you kind of have to agree with Fred. I think in perspective of things, you know, I think everyone's kind of got reminded of last season more and how things started with the Tottenham documentary, and United were a long way behind fourth, definitely a long way behind Leicester in third. So for United to finish third place last season was a great achievement in grand scheme of things. But to be honest, we need to get better, we need to win trophies, and whether we can challenge for a title, I don't know, but we need to at least show for that next season. It's looking like Fred will stay here for next season. Whether he gets the game time he got last season, I'm not too sure, but we'll wait and see on that one. Speaking about another midfielder, Manchester United, obviously this week, Dylan Levitt left for Charlton on loan. I think this is a good thing. I think we wanted to get these lads, Dylan Levitt, James Garner, need to get game time. So Dylan Levitt left for Charlton on loan, but Lee Bowyer, the Charlton manager, has been speaking this week, saying that there is a recall option, and that there's always a recall option. So do you know what? If Dylan Levitt is performing well at Charlton, maybe we'll get the call to come back to Manchester United if we have any injury problems and things like that, but keep an eye out on that one. But like I said, Dylan Levitt got his Wales debut this week, fantastic, and also got his loan move to Charlton. So there is a recall option on him, but I expect him to stay at Charlton for the rest of the season. So like I said, last night myself and Jay Motty gave a little bit of a transfer update. We talked about the chance that Thiago has probably made his decision and he will be going to Liverpool next season. We also mentioned that we've joined the race to sign Kante. Not entirely sure about that one, but as we were doing that show, news was breaking around the Jadon Sancho story and a little bit of an update from Norwegian journalists. Fredrik Fieldvet, I'm sorry if I've got that completely wrong, but that's as good as I'm going to do, gave a little bit of a Sancho update and saying that Ollie's been very frustrated with the transfer activity of Manchester United, and still says that Jadon Sancho is his number one target. And in the article he says his clear message to Ed Woodward is fix it, go out and get me Jadon Sancho. He also mentioned that Ollie's been talking to Jadon Sancho throughout the time. He's spoken to him a lot. He said that he wants to join Manchester United, but we've known that. We've known that for a while now, that Jadon Sancho wants to join Manchester United. We've known for a while now that there's no problems with personal terms. We had the update this week that mentioned about agent fees and things like that and said that that's not the problem. It is just that transfer fee now. All we've got to do is pay the money and get it through. Frederick also mentioned in that article that Dortmund are insisting that the deadline for Jadon Sancho was that 10th of August date that was bandied about, and that United had missed the boat, and that was when United need to make the decision by. But I don't know. I'm still more confident this week that this deal is going to happen for Jadon Sancho to come to Manchester United. There's been so much talk this week about it. I think that, after now he's finished with England duty, I think that there will be more and more progression in this, and I'm hoping it'll all get done before Manchester United kick off our opening fixture against Crystal Palace next week. So like I mentioned last night, myself and Jay Motti talked a little bit about Thiago Alcantara. Daily Express this morning has picked up the news that Christian Falk has said that Thiago Alcantara has picked Liverpool. There is a little bit in this that maybe Manchester United have just been brought into this in order to kind of push through this deal for Thiago to go to Liverpool, with Bayern Munich saying, look, we need 30 million for him. There was a bit of and ahhing from Liverpool, and I think maybe Manchester United have been brought in to say, do you know what, here's another club that are interested in him. Manchester United is the easy choice. It annoys Liverpool, and Manchester United are the usual ones to get dragged into this. It's looking more and more likely that Thiago Alcantara will be a Liverpool player, and sadly not a Manchester United player. Disappointed with that one, but at the same time, I think the one thing that it would have done was kind of get us back into that old wage structure problem that we've had in recent years, where spending £300,000 on a player that is 29, 30 is a slippery slope to go down. We saw what happened with Alexis Sanchez, and not just the fact that we had to pay so much money for Alexis Sanchez, but it almost lost us a couple of players. It lost us Ander Herrera, because he kind of went, well, that's not starting. I'm starting every week, and all I'm asking for is half what he's on, which was too much for Ander Herrera. So, bringing in a player like Thiago Alcantara, who is towards the end of his career, what would that do to players like Bruno? Does that mean that he then instantly demands and says, you know what, I've been here for a while, why is he paying more than double me already? Same with Paul Pogba, who's obviously demanding a new contract. So, look, Thiago Alcantara, I can't say it wouldn't have been a fantastic player for Manchester United. The only issue with that would have been his wages, would have been all that. So hopefully we aren't missing out too much. Maybe, the Kante rumours have come out. Maybe that's something that we can look at. By the looks of things, our main priority obviously is Jadon Sancho. I think a defender is on the list, and midfielder I think is a bonus one for Manchester United now. I think these links to Kante, Thiago, I think that's because we are just thinking, if there is something there this summer, if there is something attainable, then we'll go for it. But it's definitely not our priority right now. Thanks for joining me this morning. It is really cold at Old Trafford. I wasn't expecting it to be this cold. First, my debut, I thought, September it might be a bit warm, but it's not. It's freezing. Anyway, make sure you like this video. Make sure you're sharing it. Make sure you're subscribing. And we'll have loads of good stuff this week. We've got more podcasts coming out. We've got a transfer review from Stephen Howson coming out. We'll have a bit of a reaction to Manchester United's behind closed doors game against Aston Villa. And then next week, it's the build-up to Manchester United opening the Premier League season against Crystal Palace. See you next time.